Nice
And
plug on the documentary too. I love that.
I'm glad somebody
It's a good-
saw it.
I know.
You know, FIFA bought it from us, and I feel like nobody's gotten to see the movie, so
It's so good.
I appreciate the mention.
Go see it, guys. It's a good
Go
documentary.
see it. It's a good one. And
Yeah.
another good one that you work, Barney, is Hitman. It's one of my favorites from last year. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
yes. Hi, Steve. Hi, Bernie.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
Great,
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you both. But before we start, we love 300. Years ago, this is one of our favorite movies here at home. So
That's
thank you so
great.
much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with you, Steve. Congratulations. This is your director debut. And how is like for you to be in this position right now? Like,
It's
changing
surreal.
a little bit.
It's wild. Yeah. It was a long journey. It took about 14 years to make this movie. We had a lot of starts and stops along the way. We had a lot of different filmmakers attached. We were lucky enough to have a lot of really great filmmakers along the way. But when it came time to make the movie, we had just lost the director, and it was one of those things that I had written the script with Eric Tipton and had sort of picked up the ball and did most of the revisions after that. So I knew the movie inside and out, and working with Bernie for so long, I knew that I would be protected on the producerial side. So I literally had this crazy thought. I was like, I should do this myself. And I called my partners, and they were all so supportive that, at that point I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna do this. I was so excited. To make the step, to take the step from producer to filmmaker, because I've always been a creative producer. I've worked on script. I started out through the development ranks, so working on scripts with writers and filmmakers. So I knew that storytelling part. Then worked on my first film on set with Bernie years ago, a film called Land of the Dead, with a George Romero film. So got to hang with George and see how that works. And so I felt confident, very confident, with not only what I believed I could do with this, but also because I had Bernie there to guide me. He's also directed a film in the past, so I knew that I had somebody to bounce all my questions, insecurities, and crazy ideas off of. It was perfect.
Yeah, I think you did the right decision to direct this movie.
Thank you.
Yes,
I agree with you.
Yes, Bernie, is easier for you to produce a movie like this, like Valiant One, or it's easier for you to produce a documentary like Ronaldinho?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
question.
I'm Brazilian, so.
That's cool.
Every movie has its challenges. Each one is so different, and that's, I think, what makes the job really interesting, is that it's a lot about problem solving and figuring out the story and helping the filmmaker and supporting the idea. And this was a unique situation because I've never made a movie with somebody who I've been friends with and been a colleague with before. And that was a great experience, and that was a great part of this experience. The great thing about both of those films, the Ronaldinho film and this film, is that they were just great creative experiences, and getting in there and watching them unfold, getting to be a part of them was very, very rewarding.
Nice plug on the documentary too. I love that.
I'm glad somebody
It's a good-
saw it.
I know.
FIFA bought it from us, and I feel like nobody's gotten to see the movie, so
It's so good.
I appreciate the mention.
Go see it, guys. It's a good
Go
documentary.
see it. It's a good one. And
Yeah.
another good one that you work, Bernie, is Hitman. It's one of my favorites from last year. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
yes.
No, Linklater's pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's
It's a great movie.
He's a great filmmaker. It was a pleasure to do that.
Yes. So Steve, come back to you. The inspiration for the script was from my understanding, is your high school friend. How was it for you, like, to bring that to the screen? Something's kind of like personal because he's your friend. You know what I mean? How was like that?
It was an amazing experience. I mean, for my first film to have that core to the whole process. It started with Todd Sharbut and myself at our high school reunion. And then the idea just continued to grow, and then partnered up with Bernie on it, and he brought his story to it as well. And having taught on set from the beginning of pre-production, training these actors to transform themselves into soldiers, and then on set every single day, we had. It was kind of became a running joke that I would say at least 20 times a day, let's ask Todd. That we actually went and got him a t-shirt that he would wear that says, let's ask Todd, because authenticity was so critical to this movie that, I'm just grateful that he was there every second of the day to answer every single question we had about the military. So yeah, it was a great experience. And not only that, I want to add this too. It allowed us to have a little bit of fun with some of the character names. There's a character at the beginning who sort of gives the commands to Brockman. His last name's Fox. That's a high school buddy's name. The crew chief in the helicopter, his last name is Bonds. That is a high school friend who sadly has passed away since right before we started making the movie. That's why we did that. So there's a lot of little tiny inside memories inside the movie that Todd and I share. So it was a cool experience.
That's great. That's great. And to find like the perfect actors to play those characters, especially Chase Stokes and Lana Condor, what was about them and their previous work that made you guys pick them? And what do they bring to the set? Bernie?
Well, look, we wanted to make a movie that put the viewers in the position of experiencing war. And so you needed actors that people were going to relate to. You needed people that had a depth of emotion that people were going to relate to. And, Chase and Lana, I think, are both great actors, but they're also incredibly relatable to a younger generation. And they see them as their avatars. And so putting them in this dangerous situation really makes the audience, sit on the edge of their seat, worrying about these people that they've cared about in other movies and television shows, and go through the, horrific experience of being lost and being at war.
Yeah, I love both of them. They're really, really good.
And they're wonderful, wonderful people.
Amazing people.
Really nice folks. And, you see people in our position saying that about actors, and sometimes they are and sometimes not. These people are just great.
Legitimately good humans.
Yeah.
That's great. There was a scene with the little girl when the characters from Daniel Lee, he gives her like a chocolate to a bar. I can remember right now, but that is a very wonderful scene. Why you decide to put that, Steve, on the movie?
Well, for two reasons. One, I wanted to make sure that we portrayed the North Korean family as I would if it was an American family or a Brazilian family. We all love the same. They have the same exact concerns and cares and goals that any other family has throughout the world. They want to provide for their kids. They want to protect them. So I wanted to make sure that we conveyed that through the lens of U.S. soldiers in a foreign land, being in the same room with people who we've been sort of taught to believe are our enemies. They're not. Those people are not our enemies. They're just humans like the rest of us. So that was really important. The choice to have Daniel do that, it was, we were going to do it both ways. We were going to have Lana do it, and we were going to have Daniel do it. And one of the things that was really important to me is I wanted people to, there's a scene prior to the farmhouse where Brockman asks Daniel to speak Korean to the Korean farmer, and he doesn't speak Korean, which is very common in our country. You come from a certain heritage, but you may not speak the language because you were born and raised in the United States. I wanted that to play. So then I wanted to then pay that off with him seeing this child who could have been him, and showing a gesture of goodwill towards those people and connecting back to his heritage. So yeah, that was why the Daniel version of the protein bar was by far the better version.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And to your point, to teach the kids the language, we teach Portuguese to our son here. So we want him to know where we come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Very, very, very important. And Bernie, what do you think about this we have like movie theaters, movie releasing in movie theaters. We have like the streaming services right now. What do you think about that? Like having movies made for the big theaters and movie made for the streaming services. You have an opinion on that?
Well, look, I like to go to the movie theater. That's my favorite way to see a movie. I think it's still the best experience. I'm obviously of a different generation, but for me, going to a movie theater, getting popcorn, sitting there, and that being the unique experience, not having someone walk in the room or being able to like get up and go do something else in the middle of the movie. I think that's the best way to do it. But, frankly, I'm happy if anybody, watches something and enjoys it and gets something out of it, and no matter where they see it.
Yeah. And yesterday we have the nominations for the Oscars. Which movie you guys are more excited to watch, if you didn't watch any?
I'll be honest, there's a few on there that I'm like, come on, man. I'm not going to say what they are because that would be not a good idea, but I mean, I always put my producer hat on when I watch that stuff, not my audience hat. And Wicked is an incredible achievement, I think, as a film in every way, because not only from a production standpoint, but the intellectual property that it's based on is so beloved that you could screw that up so fast, so easily, and John Chu didn't. I mean, he nailed it. He extended it. And that's why I think that movie is quite an achievement. I think that's Best Picture. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I'm a huge Sean Baker fan. I think that guy is an incredible filmmaker, and Honora is, I think, way above any movie. Honora, Florida Project, I mean, the guy's an incredible filmmaker, unique point of view, is making original movies, is casting people that you've never seen before. I mean, the lead every actor in the movie is just incredible. Every performance is incredible. I would be there the first day to see any movie he made.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Incredible.
I love Honora and Wicked. I got goosebumps in some of the scenes. And what you guys should watch, I'm Still Here, the Brazilian movie. It's good. We are really happy for that. Yeah. And for us to wrap it up, what we can expect out of Valiant One, Steve?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, we can expect of the movie, your movie.
What can you expect after?
Yeah. When people watch it.
Yeah, look.
Before they watch it, what they can expect
hopefully they'll let me direct again. That would be cool. But my company has a bunch of movies that'll be coming out in the next year or so. I'm just going to plug one. There's a couple, but the one I want to plug right now is an animated film that we're doing with Seth Rogen, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Bryan Cranston. That is a dark comedy about Alzheimer's. And it's a very, very special movie, and man, I can't wait for it to be finished so we can share it with the world.
Cannot wait to watch it. And for you, Barney, anything that any new projects coming up for you?
I think the most important thing is that people see Valiant One. I think Steve did an amazing job in directing the movie. I don't feel like there's been, a movie about war, or such a unique movie about war, in a very, very long time. It's a very much an underdog movie. It's an underdog movie about the characters, but it's an underdog movie where a small movie. And so it'd be really, meaningful for us, for people to go out and see this movie in movie theaters.
That's
Ditto.
Amazing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I just want to thank you so much for your time, Steve, Barney. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Thank you so much. Muito obrigada. And yeah.
Obrigada.
There we go.
Obrigada. And I hope
so much.
to see you on the next ones. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.